and welcome to Tier C Week 3 between dahdumbguy and JoeyBlast. We're just about to start, so once both players are ready, Joey, could you go to the file select?
Oh.
Switch profile.
Right.
And then just go to the bottom one that's at there. Okay, and then, sorry, like, hover over that. And then once I say go in the bingo chat, then that's when you can click on your file. So first
The
gonna...
last time I did it, we just started at the screen itself.
Okay. So yes, for this I will put in the chat once the countdown for the reveal first, then you will have 30 seconds to look at the card. And then once that 30 seconds is up, I will put another 30 seconds on when you can start. So just for... Or I can just say it in here, but... Alright, so you can both deafen at this point. Alright.
Wait, can we open the card yet?
We're...
Or are you gonna say that in the chat? I was supposed to?
No, you can reveal it.
Oh, okay.
Alright. You're good. Alright, I am trying to... Alright. Okay, I think I started a couple seconds late because I'm trying to tab between 3 screens. Okay. Three, two, one, go. Alright. And we are starting. Both players are allowed to start. I have put it in bingo chat. Let me double check, make sure they're both deafened. They are. And starting with Warp Tank.
Looks like the dumb guy isn't starting yet.
I hope they did not freeze or crash or anything. I mean, I'll send them...
Did we start yet?
Yes, yeah, you can start.
Oh, okay.
I hope that wasn't a case where they weren't able to see Bingo Sync chat. I figured, because they did reveal the card at the time that I put it in chat, but... Alright, so the dumb guy thinking about where they want to go. And welcome Pixel Boy. Would you like to do co-commentating for this match?
I mean, sure, but I won't talk a lot.
Alright, that's alright. We've got Warp Tank and we've got Grimstone open by the dumb guy. Looking at this board,
Okay, he picked Bull. Lee. Still forgot her name. And Umbra.
Alright, so it looks like currently going for Warp Tank, which on here is collect 3 coffees. And then the Grimstone one, I have to catch up with the board. Defeat 15 enemies, so 2 relatively quick quick goals if you know where to go and what to do. Question will come down if Joey knows where the coffees are. There's one hidden in the top part of this elevator shaft. You do have to go through the elevator and then go back through it on the other side of it. Seems like they might not know where it is. And a change that was made a week ago, you can use any resources or look up where, for instance, the coffees are. Because they are quite hidden in the warp tank. So the dumb guy, aside from Anne, has a decent party for just, you could just take 4 DPS-based characters like Maria and Pearl and just take out 15 enemies really quickly, but you have Bull and you have Lee who are definitely going to help with getting this faster. So we'll see if Joey knows where the coffee is in this one, which this one is probably the most hidden out of the 3 levels. I think has the right idea, might have known where they are in the past and just kind of trying to remember or piece it back together. Because it is on, you have to ride the side of that elevator down to the bottom tile, and they almost had it. They just had to warp onto that tile and back. Oh no, they have to warp onto it, not shoot it. Or they might have to shoot the block that they tried warping onto, but seems like they're just going to be going through. Unfortunately, they might lose a bit of time unless they look up where the coffees are. Okay, so they are going to jump out. Would be best to pivot here. Maybe gonna check. Might enter a terminal code. Work hard. Going for a bug hunter goal here. I believe work hard just changes your starting layout and maybe the shop a bit so that it's not exactly fixed as much. So you're going to get a lot of random modules that you normally wouldn't start with. And that could be good or it could be bad. So you have to complete job 1 using this. So far it looks like they got 3 movement, 4 attacks. You might always only start with movement and attacks, so they could move and take out 1 more bug on this turn, either one. Personally, I would go down. Oh, they're actually... Oh no, but they won't be able to take it out on this turn. So hopefully they do not get Dragon Flushes. They want to see the other... No, it is Dragon Flushes. Normally you want to see the one where it explodes into these seeds that go in a cross pattern. It's still doable, it's day 1, as long as you're a little bit familiar with Bug Hunter. Dragon Flushes are the most difficult, are considered the most difficult type of bug, but you might still be able to get through it, being day 1. That being said, looking over at their module list, they do have a lot of high-cost modules that their movement is a bit limited. They did buy 1 extra movement, which will help them. And they also got Armadons. This is also considered probably 2 pairings you do not want to see together. Still very doable, but is going to require a lot more work. There's the collect module available, which they could use to get 4 energy cubes in the top right. Using the high ground really effectively to take out the Armadons, which is kind of what you want to do. You want to push them into pits, or you want to stomp on them from high ground, because it will insta-kill them. Otherwise, you have to damage them twice, which is a very inefficient use of modules, but sometimes you might just have to. So over in here, it looks like the Hawk is blinding teammates. Harder version of Grimstone has been patched in like less than a month ago. I'm not certain how many enemies they're at, but they are probably getting close to defeating 15 enemies, and that was the 15th enemy. So we're going to see
Oh,
where
so
the
I
gun guy goes
heard
next.
I heard that people thought that it was a reference to Final Fantasy.
So jumping into Rock-on Island, there is a specific it's the center tile, beat initial encounter without cavemen. So this, I think, is actually the easier of the two. You can either just straight up upgrade your weapon and just start every wave until you get max weapon, and then you can just sort of AFK until like the final wave. Or you can like put down a couple chickens to try getting your weapon up even faster, as long as you don't lose too much health. Because it can be a little bit hard to manage, especially the main thing is you do not want to die while shooting, especially in the later waves, because the enemies can get out of control very quickly. So we'll see how they do with that one. And then also Gridlock, there is a separate one, but that is for a separate map in Rock-on Island, so unfortunately won't get progress for that, but they can always do that later if they want. And that is one of the new tiles, is Gridlock over here. Includes Rock-on Island, Demolition, and Cyber Owls. Checking if there are any other new ones. Quibble Race Wild Bets was added up a couple weeks ago. Other than that, I think these are mostly the same. Rail Heist, Lazy Cops beat root around while destroying every burial. It's definitely an interesting one. You have to maybe try that one a couple times. That one was also added a couple weeks ago. So some of the enemies getting close to the... oh no. They might not have enough damage because they might have moved around trying to take out the green dinosaurs, and all the red dinosaurs got out healthy. Actually, my comment before, the other one might actually be easier, making just using only... there's a different tile that's using only cavemen and not upgrading your weapon. That one might be easier because with this upgrade there's a certain point where you max out, and you have to be relatively efficient with how you attack the enemies. You have to attack some enemies as they come in and then as they leave, but then you also have to pivot to attack the new row of enemies in the later waves. Like for instance, for this wave, you want to leave these green guys and make sure you take out the ensuing cheetahs. But this looks like as long as they re-angle, yeah, they'll be able to get all of them. Back over in Bug Hunter, looks like we may have taken a restart. Got Dragon Flushes again. Seeing what they have for a layout, they do have 4 movement and 3 attacks again, which is usually a nice layout to have. And then buy an extra attack to get rid of another bug. Take out another one that way. And maybe just hop to set up for grabbing those energy cubes next round. Alright, did get the Cephalug, I believe it's called, where they just create a hole upon dying. It's not too bad, probably one of the easier bug mutations. you just have to make sure you maybe have a couple jump maneuvers to traverse the map. So they could buy... Okay. As I say, they could buy Blast to get a double kill there, and then maybe hop over and take out one of the pink bugs, but that'll also work. Going to take Collect, going to keep your energy up, definitely a very good thing to have, so you can continue moving and attacking as your turn goes. And that being said, the dinosaurs are overwhelming a bit. You have to get the right angles and take them out as they come. Doing a good job. I think it is going to be Wave 9 and Wave 10 where it is, you have to be very careful with how you prioritize damaging the dinosaurs, because like chasing after these Armadons could prove difficult and you'll lose a lot of damage on like these green guys, for instance. Because you can wait for the Armadons to come back around and shoot them right now, which is good, but now you got the cheetahs, so this is kind of the difficult part that comes in with trying to manage all the enemies with using only your weapon. Just have to take out those red guys, so you can set up an angle here, and then if any escape, you can cut them off again, but looking good. Coming up to the hardest wave here. Going to have to let the boss escape a little bit on their first pass, and then come back to them once you clear out some of the enemies. Clear out the green guys, might be able to get a couple more hits in the boss. And then gotta take out the cheetahs. Firing backwards into it is like... Oh no, that might be it. Okay, able to take out the cheetahs, has to get a lot of damage in on the boss still. And firing backwards is very dangerous because you're not going to get as much damage in. That it'll be very close. And I think that might be it, unfortunately. Oh no, right at the last wave too, which is actually why this tile can be sneakily difficult, because most of the early waves you can take a couple hits, it's no big deal, but then at the end it just ramps up at the wave 10. So over on Joey's screen, Bug Hunter is going okay. We have over half the kills and we are just at halfway through the days. Good Management only had one bug left on the last day. Jumping into Bushido Wall. So on this card we have win the first match as every character. Personally, I think... I can't remember their names. Chiyomi and Yamada.
Why 16 goals exactly?
Probably. Did they choose 16 points? Is there a second? There is a second Bushido Ball, thank you. They are actually going for the 16-point match on Hyperspeed.
Uh-huh. That's why. Oh, I can see it now.
Yep, column 4, row 1.
Like, Jesus, that's also a long goal.
It can be. 16 points can go kind of fast. Hyperspeed, basically what it does is it makes everything in the game faster. Your movement, your rolling, the ball speed.
Yeah, no crap, it does.
Yeah, so it's not like it's just the ball speed that's faster, it's your movement and everything. So over in Bug Hunter, still going well, getting a lot of kills. Even with the Dragon Flushes, has to make sure that they get that egg in the top left corner.
I can see that green ninja giving us the middle finger every time she wins.
Yep, every time she just turns into a log and laughs at you. Alright, taking out the egg, good. Don't want to take an instant loss here because she is very close at, they only need 7 kills left. JoeyBlast does. And still has 3 days to do it. Actually, 3.5 days. 6 kills last 3 days. 2 of them did turn into eggs, which you won't get kill credit for. And then the dumb guy going to jump over to Overbold, which is purchase 3 price hike items in one run. And this one, as long as you don't get in a death loop in Overbold, you'll eventually be able to get this one. But you do have to spend a little bit as well. You might have to do 300 rounds. And we'll see how comfortable they are, or he is, with doing rounds with increased stakes. And we got toucan spiders. Love to see it. And things are very crowded over on the bug hunter screen here. Has to take out 3 eggs and has to try taking out as many enemies as it can. So Joey is a little bit in a precarious spot. Should shoot diagonally at that cube. Yes, that is a great play. That's going to pick up 2 kills and take out the egg. And then they could choose to take out the egg. The 2 eggs, they still have 1 day, or they can just go for the kills and end it. So that cube should take out a dragon floosh right now. So currently they have to get 1... Oh, actually it did not, because there's another... Oh no. They were hoping it would kill the dragon floosh, and I thought it was going to. But there's another bat that's protecting the dragon floosh. This is very... Oh no. So they could buy dig, and actually they could do this if their attack is able to shoot through. They could take out the dragon floosh to the right. I don't know if it's able to, but and then they could dig under the top dragon floosh. I actually do not know if dig allows you to kill an invincible dragon floosh. Oh no. They might have... There's probably a combination you can do to get out of this situation and win the game. That's a very... Unfortunately, you're not able to stomp on... Oh no. Not able to stomp on invincible dragon flooshes.
Oh crap, I think they're soft locked.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate because there was a bat that was just the overpoweredness of dragon flooshes. There was a separate bat that was from another dragon floosh that was preventing them.
Oh, she goes by she, her. Sorry. Joey, if you're seeing the fun, I'm so sorry for misgendering you.
Yeah, so she was assuming that the bat from another dragon floosh made both of them invincible. That was really unfortunate. The dumb guy has been jumping around a couple different squares. They may have a couple price hiked items right now, or might have just bought a couple for upgrades. Currently the price hiked item is 500, so they won't be able to afford it. Just gonna have to maybe raise the price once or twice and try to survive the round. Because this one can be difficult, because some of the price hiked items can be like 500, 600, 800. Oh no, and then the toucan spiders plus the cyclops flowers just comboing 2 shots right after another. So Joey's starting again. Not getting any attacks that are costing less than 4 modules. Very high priced modules means that the bugs are probably going to evolve a bit earlier. Starting off strong early, do seem confident in Bug Hunter, just got a little unlucky on the last seed, but they're starting off with 11 kills in 3 days. Thankfully there's no invincibility or armored enemies, so they will be able to, as long as they have the right modules, be able to take out these enemies a little bit easier than the last round. And making use of a module that probably doesn't get used as much, shifting the entire game board, the height and the low ground, to be able to take out the blue morphed enemies here. So they might go to the attack all elevated locations. Wow, that could be some very good synergy right here.
Oh, I was about to say no. Don't do it
Yeah,
now.
don't do it while you're on the elevated high ground. But yeah, getting 4 kills and an egg with that could prove very useful. Taking out this enemy, it would be very good because you lock up that corner from anything spawning there. And given how many pits are on this map, you probably will get a lot of value from being able to shift the high grounds. So I'm then going to jump over, make sure you take out the egg, and also can probably full clear the screen from this. Oh, they don't have a second jump though, but they can shift the platforms. Oh, you'd have to stay on high ground to hit that. No, never mind. She has lob. She can take out the egg and then also move over and take out the... Does that move to any spot? Vault, yeah. Very good pickup, very good modules. Only halfway through, or a little more than halfway through, but... Oh wow, this is a perfect turn. They just have to drop down to the low ground, and then they can do this in 2 modules. They go wherever they want, destroy everyone on the high ground. That is really satisfying to watch, as I'm sure it's satisfying to play and experience. That is so cool. So yeah, they just end the round and then they'll probably be able to finish this. Yep, they can just do the exact same thing, 1 module use. I love that. Very, very well played by Joey. As even completing 1 Bug Hunter day can take a little bit. So winning with the random modules is nice. So they are going to be pivoting over to Paint Chase, and right here they may even be going for a column 5, setting up for a column 5 bingo. So 12 levels, if you don't get any of them perfect, that could take maybe 9 to 10 minutes. Just checking if there are any. There is top 5 score on 4 arcade leaderboards here. We haven't seen anyone go for that yet. There are 10 bosses. Don't believe any bosses have been fought yet. We were in Grimstone, we were in Rockon, we were in Overbold, Bushido, and Bug Hunter, so no bosses yet. No leaderboards yet, although Paint Chase is kind of a slow one to enter, but you could lose like 3 or 4 times in a row once you beat 12 levels and get an entry for that. I believe top 5 is 240, which if you're playing the levels well, you should get around level 12. Regarding Zoldath, I was probably late on updating that. We were looking for a map piece, I believe. No, 10 slabs of meat. So actually, maybe dahdumbguy unintentionally, but could potentially block the column 5 bingo progress without knowing it. Or maybe if they saw the, or if they moved after they saw Bug Hunter, but I think they were in Zoldath before. They do have to find either the meat printer, or they need a weapon that they can defeat wildlife with, or the inhabitants of Zoldath, and see which one drops meat. And then keep respawning them. Grabbing Energy Cube, beginning of Zoldath, you want to have at least 4 health, because there are plenty of attacks that will just one-shot you, that do 3 damage, and it's random which enemies do. Oh no, winner, but did they have the meat printer and then succumb to Zoldath? Okay, they did pick up a nail gun, so they can potentially also find out which enemy drops meat and then go from there. Repeat that for the 10 slabs. I initially did not know how to get past those snails. I believe in when I was going for Zoldath Gold in the Descent, I was like just trying to rack my brain, and I'm like, wait, the pulse generator can probably kill them. And then I didn't know how to get through the shell, and I had to go find the transmortifier. So I believe this is level 4 or 5 in Paint Chase. Maybe level 3. I'm not too familiar with the levels, but this is the one where you have to use the time stop, otherwise it's very difficult. And if you don't know, the way the power-ups work in Paint Chase is the enemy has to paint back over them for you to use them again. So the plane is going to shoot a little bit, but that might not be enough because this is a very high goal demanding. Wow, 2% off. It's a very high demanding goal for an early stage.
The level is meant to be beaten by getting the time item way later into the level.
Yeah. Or as long as they let, yeah, it is a bit early, you want to use it where you can catch up a bit, but it will still work as long as they let that tile get repainted. And it looks like that enemy is not going to, unfortunately. You don't really want to let the enemy leave it up to like the enemy pathing to re-hit it.
I don't think the enemy patterns are that random. They always have the same pattern.
They do, and I do know there is like one enemy that should go back over and repaint it. Unfortunately, they are not getting that early, so they might wait a little bit later to grab this clock. Even with grabbing the clock, okay, so grabbing it now. Even with grabbing the clock, it's still Paint Chase, and you still have to take out enemies as they spawn, like, really quickly, otherwise they just get out of hand. So, like, yeah, chasing that enemy on their path instead of cutting them off might make it very difficult. This level also benefits a lot from, like, chaining together boost pads. I think they have enough now. They could have kept going on the top left path to paint over a few more tiles, but okay, just barely past the 70%. So that's good. That's probably one of the more difficult stages out of the way. There are still a couple coming up. Actually, speaking of, probably half of these 12 stages are going to be having to take out enemies like as soon as they spawn, otherwise they do get out of control. And if they let that slug paint back over that spike tile or that paintbrush, they could have gotten the spikes again. But as long as this one doesn't have as high of a threshold, so as long as they take out these enemies, they should be good. They should have this. 22 to spare. Drone's gonna put in a little bit of work. They want to make sure that take out those enemies as they spawn. Yep, it's good. Enemies up top are doing a little bit of repainting as well.
It repainted, now grab it.
Yep. And that's when you can re-grab them. And they have plenty enough. They should be able to clear this stage. This one's like 60. Maybe it's 65.
Oof, almost 100%.
Yeah, that was very well. Getting close to
Speaking of 100%ing, this stage is impossible to 100%, like at all.
I don't know, maybe someone's done it in speedruns and stuff. People have mapped out like the perfect route considering all the enemy spawns and paths are the same, I believe. Okay, over in Zoldath has the pulse generator and the nail gun, potentially looking for some meat drops. Grab that energy cube, refill the max HP. Joey is on course 9, they might only have 1 or 2 lives left. They're in a little bit of a tough position having to first try each of these levels. Making good use, although this one isn't too demanding, it does give you a couple power-ups. You do have to get a little bit of a high threshold. Probably somewhere between 60 and 70%. They can re-grab that power up in the top right.
Yeah, we can't grab the timer item.
Alright, yep, they are more than well off for completing this. Yeah, it's about 65. On to course 10, over in Zoldath. Still murdering things as you do in Zoldath. Taking damage to get that purple. There's the bomb on that tile. I don't know if you necessarily... maybe they do need it for something. Because the meat printer could be hidden... Oh, careful. I think they were trying to switch.
I have a bad feeling that they won't notice.
Alright, clearing stage 11, I believe. Or no,
I
on
hope
course
they
11.
realize that NPC sometimes can provide a helpful advice.
Yep, there are 2 places you can... There might be an item check for a bomb to get into a off-screen area that may have the meat printer, and there's also an NPC that can give you a hint as to like a specific spot to bomb. So they're going to reset. So this isn't
Get the grenade, get the grenade.
Hopefully Joey has enough for this. Only 50%. Okay, getting
Yeah,
past
it has enough.
So this is course 12 here. Okay, they are going to complete it. Just want to make sure they didn't think that was 12 completed. Oh, and then hitting that sort of a troll switch there that kind of just blocks you off of your own. As long as you do not let the grenades explode in these maps, otherwise they'll repaint almost like a quarter or more of the screen.
Everything, and I also found like some sort of a glitch where there were still blue ink on the ground floor, yet it's still declared as 100%.
Oh wow. Alright, so should be good here. The grenade shouldn't get set off. Oh, it doesn't have the timer? Hopefully that's enough. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that's about 60%. Very well done, that is 12 levels in Paint Chase, so... dahdumbguy jumped out of Planet Zoldath, but they do They do kind of need that for the block, or the potential block. Seaside Drive. Glove, where are you at? And this could be for a boss. I don't know if there's a specific Seaside Drive tile on here. Could get a top 5 leaderboard as well. Because if you beat the boss and do the bonus stage, you'll have enough to get the leaderboard spot. The bingoers yearn for the Seaside Drive. Just don't tell Spooty. Yep. So in mini and max for Bungai. I remember seeing it on this board. Save the brainwash mouse near the portrait. If they know how to do that, this should be relatively quick, although you do need either the gravity charm or the gloves to pick up a floating enemy, some way to mitigate fall damage so you can get to the mouse. And the gloves are a good double opportunity because you can also just pick up the boss and talk to the mouse. Either put it in your backpack or just talk to it within your hands. So we'll see if they either have the resource stock or if they already know where some of those items to get are. Looks like they are going up to the... Might be going to the portrait right away. Hello, Spooty. I'm sorry you had to come in at such a... or if you were already here. Yep, we are in Seaside. If you are going for bosses and leaderboard, Star Wasper. I mean, yeah, the nice thing in this case is if you don't know too many different games like Cyber Owls and things like that that have multiple bosses, then you can pick up a leaderboard and a boss almost at the same time here. Spend about 3 minutes, it's not too bad. But they did not get the 1-up, so they might actually continue to defeat bosses in here, which is a bit slower, but if you're comfortable with Seaside Drive, then you know, it might be a little better than trying to go for some bosses that you're maybe not familiar with. So over in Mini and Max, they do have the gloves. So if they pick up a virus, they can safely float down to the mouse here. They're probably they actually might know how to might know to use the gloves to pick up the boss. Oh, there is a butterfly right there. They can use that to float down. So the goal does say near the portrait. There is a... Hopefully they don't think that they have to shrink down on a specific tile near the portrait. Hopefully they just know that they have to go into that little door that's covered by the lint. So yeah, some fast bosses are definitely like Mini and Max the Water Bear, Vanilla 1, could even stay for 2. But there's less warps after the first level. Star Waspers, quick bosses. Even if you're not super comfortable, you can get the first 2 bosses in it. Cyber Owls is definitely one if you want to learn bosses. Definitely good to get some quick ones. And even though it's not Congo, is it Tokyo? The Huxley stage where you're riding on a bike is actually the slowest, but it's probably a little faster than, for instance, like Seaside or Campanella 3.
Unrelated, but is it just me, or does Seaside Drive remind me of like those Adult Swim games? that you would
I could see
play
it.
back in the day.
I could see it. It's got that charm. It's got that good aesthetic. So, some guy jumping out of Mini and Max. They can use resources if they don't necessarily know where the mouse is, or if they don't know which items they necessarily need to beat it. So jumping back into Valbrace, I think they loaded this up briefly and then quit out of it. Valbrace on this card is give the red knight 5 items, so you have to beat the first stage, which is very fast, and then once you're on the first floor, you have to gather a few extra items and then find the red knight. There's a secret path at the beginning that you can use gate to open. Other than that, you might have to search around a bit. If you're not familiar with the map, you could get lost because there are several switches and key doors you have to open if you don't know the quick gate route. And I don't think there's any other Valbrace squares in here. Doesn't look like it. There are a few tough squares on this board. I think Waldorf's Journey, Enter the Palace with 6 Puffins, and Valbrace are considered the very hards on this goal. It doesn't look like any other ones are. Even if you are comfortable on Waldorf's, you can... I'm not certain why they reset Seed's side. Or maybe they might have game overed. Could be possible. But if you are comfortable in Waldorf's Journey, yes, I hope they do not think that the bosses count twice. They might. I really hope they do not do the first 2 bosses or first boss of Seaside 10 times and then I have to intervene and say, no, it only counted once. That would be very unfortunate. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it was just a death, and or maybe they were trying to, or they think they didn't have enough lives to get through following stages. I keep cutting myself off, but I think Waldorf's Journey is listed as a very hard to get 6 puffins in the palace. This actually can be done relatively quickly if you are very confident in Waldorf's Journey. You can get that maybe in 5 minutes or less. Yeah, the instance rule... Waldorf, I think, does usually show up like once, and I am happy it's showed up almost once on every bingo card. It's a very quick game. It's not too difficult. I mean, it can be in a bingo setting that...
I mean, it can be quicker if you know how to fly.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just some people might not be as confident in it. Managing your energy is the most important thing in Waldorf. Like obviously you can beat the game without energy, you can, if you know your timing, if you're very comfortable with it, but you want to make sure you use as little as energy while going forward as possible. We're back on stage 2. The quick bonus stage strat is that where the coin bounces over the top and hits all the blocks at once.
I mean, it says defeat 10 bosses, not 10 different bosses, so that means that you can beat the same bosses again, which is kind of genius.
No, it does not. It is covered in the very basic, like the very main basic rule that says the instance rule. You cannot do the exact same thing. It means you cannot do the exact same thing to have it count multiple times. So, Joey, I don't know if they actually cleared stage 2 last time, but they'd be either sitting at 1 boss or 2 if they I think they came really close to beating it if they didn't. Oh, the dumb guy currently, I think at the end of stage 0. Having just a tiny bit of HP, so getting that save point, they might not know... He might not know that about minor spell. He does see the gate though. If he knows the spell, he can create a quick path through here, and he does. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking whenever they might have been at 1 life or 0 lives left, so probably figured it was going to be faster to reset to make sure she has the reassurance of extra lives. Yeah, over in Valbrace, it is very useful to know that the minor health heal spell, which I believe you can do 2 different ways, inverse of each other. You can do left, down, right, down, down, or the opposite of that, but... And I think they're doing that right now. Okay, so they do know the minor heal spell, which is very useful for traversing Valbrace. Because you don't usually get many actual healing items. And your wisdom bar that allows you to use spells recharges as you fight enemies and as you pass turns and move around. I'm assuming... So the dumb guy probably has about 4 items right now. They just need to find... He just needs to find the red knight. And maybe get 1 extra item. Yeah, like I was saying, Valbrace is not something... If you haven't, like, specifically practiced it, you're probably not going to know where to go. Because it is a very long, multi-path, winding hallway. And it's very easy to get lost in, even if you know the map spell, even if you're trying to trace back your steps. So we may see this take a little bit of time for the dumb guy. Actually, the dumb guy might be on the opposite side of the red knight. He is. So he found it, and he just needs to give... He has 4 items. Wait, 3 items? I don't think he can give him keys. So that is 2 items. You can't give him gems. 3 items, and you might get an item back on your 4th item. Can you give him a key? That's the question. You can't unequip your items to give to him, unfortunately. Yep. Thank you, he does have 2 bosses.
Another Discord ping.
So once the dumb guy found... Oh, he just got a green potion. He can give that to the knight, and then the knight should give him something in return. And then he can give that item back to the knight. So, don't attack him, give him the green potion. No, he drank the potion on accident! No! He had the goal. I've done that before. You think the first option is gonna be to give the item? No, psych, it's use the item right in front of the knight. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll just need to find 1 more item. There is a rapier down... if you're looking at the map from the north side, it is south of the red knight that you can use to... You can just give the rapier directly to the red knight, or you can swap it out and give your dagger to him. So there might be an item in this chest. It was a key, and unfortunately you can't give keys to the red knight. As so you don't soft lock yourself out of beating the level, I believe. Or maybe keys aren't 100% required for the level. Maybe it's just switches. Alright, so on the 3rd boss for Joey. Joey has only lost 1 life so far. So this will be a 3rd boss. So that is 3rd boss and taking no deaths on stage 3, that is pretty impressive. Joey might even be able to cherry Seaside. Not one of the general goals on the list, but still would be impressive. Coin nearly trying to get away from her. Okay, so dahdumbguy now getting an encounter, but I believe they got an item back from the knight, and they can just give it back to the knight and get that square. Maybe got an item back that they couldn't use. Maybe they got gems in return. I think that actually is a possibility. Oh no, please. Oh no. Okay. A very close save from dahdumbguy there. Because it is possible to get gems back from the knight. No, they got a potion they can give to him. Unless they just got that from the... No! Wait. Okay, it doesn't say give the red knight 5 items in 1 run, so dahdumbguy can go back and... But would... Matt, I don't know if you're here, but would the instance rule cover... It probably would, giving them the same items, but if you found a different item to give the red knight, that would probably be allowed. But you most likely can't give the red knight the same items that you had, like at the start. So, dahdumbguy might be considering what to do here. If dahdumbguy gives... No, guaranteed drops are not banned. He can go get the rapier and give it to the knight. But I think because of the instance rule, he has to find a different item than one of the starting ones he gave the red knight. So he just has to get a random drop. Which if dahdumbguy got a new slime skull or a rat heart, he could give that, and it wouldn't be considered a duplicate because it's a different instance of it. Which, honestly, I don't know if this has ever come up before, but this is kind of an interesting simulation, but that's how... I believe that's how it should be marked. And yeah, if Joey finishes this boss, she has 5 lives. Gonna pick up the cherry. Very impressive. And also going to pick up a 4th boss. I'm going to end with the octopus squid gives you 40,000 on defeating it, so we'll be sitting at about 312,000. Just have to play safely, make sure you're getting hits in while dodging everything. found a slime skull. If the dumb guy gives this slime skull to the red knight, then he will finish the goal.
Oh no, you didn't get the cherry.
Oh, he didn't enter.
I don't think it's on the board, is it?
Joey, she did not enter the leaderboard, but cherries are not on the board, so you won't get credit for the gold disc, but I mean that 6 gold disc is the longest possible version of the gold disc, so we might not see it get checked in the game, but there is.
Also, who the heck plays UFO 50 with a number pad?
I actually use the number pad for like live split and stuff, and when I press the button, it like presses a button in game, and I'm. It's kind of funny, but so currently the dumb guy just needs to find the Unite again and give the item. We're about halfway through the match. Opening up Campanella 3. Sorry, I have not been marking the current goal for Joey, which I believe she's just working on bosses. Nothing in Campanella 3. So that Joey is currently at 4 bosses. I do not think there are any leaderboards on the board yet. So the dumb guy does have it. Okay, dumb guy gets the second square for giving the red knight 5 items. Just trying to keep track of everything. So moving on to Rock on Island. This could be for beating the initial encounter again. On Galbrain, going for the 5th boss for Joey. Going for defeat the initial encounter with that caveman. The dumb guy did get very close on this before, so he should be able to wrap it up. As long as he keep all the dinosaurs in check. Let a couple get through, but able to take out most of them. Alright. Did Joey defeat Galbrain? Or did they... Winterbit, did you see if Joey had beaten Galbrain, the first boss in Campanella 3. I was gonna pull up VOD in a different tab to review. Okay, thank you. Because there are a couple of things I think I missed, and I'm trying to make sure I can check back. Just so I have the right counts and tallies of everything. So at full upgrades for dahdumbguy, sitting at a lot more lives than before, which is nice. Sometimes if you start this and you don't know what to expect, it can be easy to lose a handful of lives early, and then later waves are a lot more difficult, can't let anything get through. But looking good right now, taking out, about to get to wave 8. Those axes almost perfectly going in between every cheetah. The one nice thing about this goal is you don't really have to do anything in between waves, you just start the next wave once you're fully upgraded. Oh no, you have succumbed to his old death. So Joey does have good progress. This is a smart play. Does have good progress on the bosses, almost halfway. And then going to Zoldath to try kind of completing this column 5. Oddly enough, the minion max tile is key to the row 2 bingo for dahdumbguy, but dahdumbguy is going for the column 3, beat the initial encounter. We'll create two squares in 2 different bingo opportunities. Joey found the map piece, but mainly just looking for either a meat drop or a meat printer. And the dahdumbguy is on the final wave with 28 lives to spare. And doing a pretty good job at redirecting their shots a lot. The boss is pretty weak, you can leave them. The boss is very slow, so you can leave them until you at least get the cheetahs and the armors out of the way, or at least weakened. Oh no, taking a death. This can be very dangerous because you have to set up in a way that you can... Yep, this is very smart, taking out the armor guys. And then getting in a path where you can... Oh, not getting the best line. Hopefully can take out the armor. Okay, should be okay. Needs to make sure these red guys are taken out. Oh, it's gonna be extremely close. No! No! The very last dinosaur! The very last dinosaur did just enough to make a game over. That is so unfortunate. I believe... Sorry, I just noticed something got messed up with the score. I think because another player joined. It's still 2-2 though. And whoever gets the next square first will take the lead in the match in a tiebreaker scenario. Tiebreaker, if the 2 players have the same amount of points, it will go to the person who checked their square first. So both players are in a goal that could potentially get done within about 5 minutes from now. Joey's square is going to depend a lot more on luck and finding either a meat printer or a meat drop. Yeah, at a certain point I think dahdumbguy did try to ignore the boss, and tried going for the other enemies, but just didn't get a good angle, and they just kind of slipped through. 'Cause the boss does 10 damage, but when you have a line of reds like that, that's gonna do like a total of 16 to 20. So in good shape. I'm gonna purchase their second attack upgrade. Joey unfortunately has not gotten the meat printer so far, but taking out enemies, which will help find out which one drops the meat, if any. Just grabbing some resources. Be careful not to, so those enemies do 3 damage. Fully upgraded onto Dom's side. Just has to keep starting the wave, and so I actually do not know, do campfires help yourself in doing damage? I don't believe they do, but I know they help units, like the towers that you place. I like it. I like it as one of those things where it's like, you know, I feel like it's making me do more damage, so I'm gonna do it. Alright, so 5 waves left. No! Joey took a big hit and succumbed to Zoldath. Zoldath can be very RNG heavy and can make you spend a lot of time in it. Your best bet for this goal is to find a meat printer on the ground, or if you just get lucky and find it in a trade or like an item check room. Finding it on the ground somewhere near where you spawn would be the most ideal. Oh, and there is meat. If Joey knows how to respawn the enemies, she can get this. And maybe just runs into the after explosion. That's so unfortunate. Those enemies had to explode and also drop meat. Because normally to respawn enemies you move 3 tiles away and then move back. It was. But the good news is Joey could potentially get another seed where they have a meat printer or find the enemy that drops it quickly. We'll just see if that's how it plays out. On wave 9 for dahdumbguy. Depending on what goals the players go for next, dahdumbguy could take the lead here. Dahdumbguy getting much more familiar is perfect at wave 10. I think the reason the score got kind of messed up earlier is dahdumbguy is using it on the phone, and the phone seems to disconnect you every time your screen goes on standby, which is a little unfortunate, but so dahdumbguy is going to let the boss kind of just get past. You could just completely 100% ignore the boss in this seed. It is possible to get them as they come back around, but it's probably going to be best if they just weaken all these enemies. So yeah, dahdumbguy is going to do that. They could do nothing for the rest of this, and they would only take 10 damage. They might even still be able to take out the boss, but it's a little close. The boss is not an instant loss, it's just 10. So you win, and that is going to be the point advantage for dahdumbguy. Nice. Very nice to see them get that. So we'll see where he goes next. And Joey has 2 weapons. Know that they can get meat drops from enemies. Can pick up a map piece, get the gift right now. There are not gifts on this card, but... So no bosses for dahdumbguy yet, 4 for Joey. I don't think any of the shops or leaderboards have been put on for either player, so don't have to worry about those right now. No golds. Actually, Seaside Drive probably was a gold. It probably gave the icon, just didn't give a leaderboard, because you have to wait through the credits. So is Joey... Ah, Joey got the meat. Very nice. And you don't have to get it in one run of Zoldath, so if they got like 6 in a previous run and then picked up 4 more, that does count. Jumping into Mini and Max, they could, if they know where to go, if they're using their resources, this can be like a, even if you're looking up the guide how to do it for the first time, this could be a 7-minute goal. And then they could jump back into bosses. There's also a very quick boss in Mini and Max that takes, if you're starting from a new game, it takes about 1 minute 30 seconds. If you're not, then it takes about 30 seconds. It is the water bear in the center of like the top of the base of the plant, the west plant pot. I cannot say west plant pot to save my life. Okay, going back into Bushido Ball. .16 game on hyperspeed. Honestly, the AI feels a little more difficult on hyperspeed. Just seems like they're always in the place they need to be. Or maybe Chiyomi is just very difficult because they teleport where they need to be and always block it. Alright, in Mini and Max. Jumping around on the leaves, maybe gathering 20 shinies to get the glove. There's 15 there. And there are 5 at the base of this area. The question is, does she have the shrink potion? Okay, restarting on Bushido Ball. Going to Mata. Now Yamada is, or at least for me, I find a very difficult character to play. Considering you're not allowed to use laws off in this, on this square. You can't just bash the enemy and push it past them. The bomb just barely getting past. And also the fact that, alright, the ref is paid off in this Bushido Ball. They counted it as stalling even though it just went past. Alright, Joey is picking up the teapot. I'm gonna bring it over to the west plant pot to get the first shrink potion. Personally, in Bushido Ball, I don't like playing characters that can't roll in every direction. I'm going to be jumping into... I also don't know if I'd be that comfortable. Going to jump into Mini and Max might be able to take the school back if they know where to go. They do have more progress on it. Or dahdumbguy, he does have more progress on it. Seeing the bingo threat and looking to block it while also contributing to his own bingo in row 2. Shrinking down, this is what I was afraid of this is what I was afraid of. He might not know where this mouse is, but it's in the, just to the left of the painting there is a doorway that you can go in. And Joey might have the strat here. Joey might get this. She has the butterfly, she can float down through there and get to the mouse. you can... If she knows, you can just pick up the boss, or the mini-boss, it's not considered a boss, and then just talk to the mouse. Okay, dahdumbguy does have a virus, but oh no, he's still searching for the... He's still searching for the mouse. Oh no, Joey shrunk down. It's not in that cave. Joey shrunk down and threw the butterfly, so... Actually, never mind, that's not... They will lose the butterfly, but I'm realizing that doesn't matter. They don't need it at the moment. Now if this... Oh no, but this put her back up here, so they will have to get the butterfly again. Yeah, the guide does list this, but if dahdumbguy isn't using it, then is not gonna know where this is, because it's not on... You're not gonna find it by shrinking down on a random tile. Dahdumbguy trying to shrink down, and this virus just keeps getting in the way. Joey is playing the smart. That is the hard chitin tile, which you can keep, it never breaks, so you can keep using it over and over to hit the boss. Oh no, but it flew away! No, it just said see ya! Oh wait, no, it's back. I have never used the hard chitin and... Oh no, it did break! Because it... Oh my gosh. I have not used the hard chitin before, but I think the only way it can break is if it kind of like glitches between two blocks while you're picking it up, which is what happened. Joey might be trying to find another one. Getting a throw upgrade, that's going to help do a little more damage. Because if you are just using blocks to defeat the mage, it is going to take almost every single one on the screen. Probably 20 or more. Which some of your blocks can get defended by the fire. I think Joey is currently looking for anything that's going to help her defeat the mage. Something to throw, some kind of dynamite. Because there are explosive blocks. I don't know if there are any down there, but you would think that the developers might have put an explosive block somewhere, something just to help in case you were in that spot trying to defeat that, but you never know. The gravity charm would help get back down to this mouse a lot faster, or if you picked up the... Actually no, picking up and replacing the butterfly wouldn't make you fall any faster. So probably going to look for the hard chitin again, or just pick up a block or an item or something. I was gonna say, this is unfortunate that dahdumbguy is still looking for the place to find it. And even if dahdumbguy does find it, we'll probably have a very difficult fight up ahead. Because there are quick ways to instantly defeat the boss, or defeat them a lot faster, the mini-boss. Wait, an amoeba could work if Joey knows how the amoeba works. Oh no. We could see something crazy where Joey uses an amoeba to eat the mini-boss, and then it would count as defeated. Because that's normally how you can cheese the game to beat the final boss of the game. That would be hilarious and amazing to see. If Joey knows how that works and knows that that would defeat the boss. No. I think Joey was asking if... Joey kind of did give away that she is going for the mini and max by asking if it counted as a boss, but it does not. And they responded with piss. Exploring this area, again, I think trying to find something that will help with the fight, because it is not easy just to do with no upgrades or no extra items. The final boss did get patched out. Oh, I did not know that. So I would be curious if you can still defeat like that mini boss with the amoeba then. Bringing the virus to that spider. I know there's another spider you can bring it to, and they will give you some shinies, but not what we're looking for here. This is coming down to a mini and max race where the dumb guy is trying to find the mouse and Joey is trying to find a way to defeat the mini boss on the mouse, like a little bit easier. So it is very close, and whoever takes this tile will potentially win the game, because the other player would have to get 2 additional tiles to take the lead back. So Joey, yeah, it could be something quick. There are kind of not the fastest goals on this card. Waldorf's Journey could be quick. If you take it, just play it super safe, make sure you're grabbing every fish, buy as much canned fish as you can. That could take maybe 5 minutes, even if you're not comfortable with it. But that being said, even if you did pick that up, to get that lead, to get the lead, it actually would be very valuable to pick up a quick square here. Because if for instance the dumb guy went for Waldorf's Journey and got it in 5 minutes, they would have the lead. And then Joey would have to get 2 additional squares at least. So, relatively smart trying to poison the boss. I'm not certain how that works. But might have poisoned himself in the process, or might have gotten hit by something. Definitely a smart play to try using the poison on the mini-boss. Alright, got back, and Joey is going back to the dumb guy, reconnecting. Still looking for the mouse, I believe. Joey finding the poison tile again. This might work. I don't know if poison will instantly kill a target over time, or just do a certain amount of damage. Gonna avoid this fire, and we're going to see. I might have seen someone do this and it might not kill the mini-boss, but I could be wrong. It's still going though. Can use some blocks to speed this up. Just make sure you do not get hit by that fire. And that's it. Joey, a very smart play from her to use the poison, curing the mouse, and is going to pick up the lead, giving the 4th square. The dumb guy will probably see this soon. Jumping into Campanella for bosses. Joey can win on a bingo if they choose quick bosses. Campanella 2, you can get 1 to 3 bosses quick. There is a warp in the 3rd area. Okay, finding the coffee. Get some insurance. Not taking the first warp in stage 1. We'll see if she takes the 2nd warp. 15 minutes is kind of a short time to pick up 6 bosses if you aren't super comfortable with or know what the quick bosses are. Picking up extra lives in Campanella, just make sure you don't game over. And this will be Joey's 5th boss. Once they defeat the stage 1 boss in this area. The dumb guy's still looking around. I think there could be a small issue where the dumb guy using the bingo board on the phone, it might not refresh. It might not refresh properly, and it might be a little bit behind as well. The dumb guy's gonna look where to go. The dumb guy being behind on this might have to just go for some quick squares here. Now, if you are the dumb guy, you don't know how far Joey is on bosses. So in hindsight, the correct play is to go for quick squares, try to get the lead back, and hope that Joey doesn't finish off the last 10 bosses squares. Because there is not a ton of time left in the game. So if you automatically assume that Joey has more bosses than you, and then you just pick up a couple quick squares and try to take the lead before they get this last tile. The dumb guy is waiting on the collection screen. I'm gonna double check Discord just to make sure I haven't gotten a message. I might have gotten a message. I'll check on my phone so I don't disrupt the feed. Okay, so we are seeing Bushido Ball. Yep, this will be boss 5 for Joey. If the dumb guy is able to get this square and potentially pick up another quick one like Waldorf's Journey, he could take the lead in points, and then Joey would either have to get 2 additional squares or just finish off this 10 bosses to win the game. Alright, so that is the 5th boss, and we are coming up on the last 11.5 minutes. Unless she picks some of the quickest bosses in the game, she might not be able to get this tile, and dahdumbguy does have the chance to pick up. There's not much time left, but if able to pick up 2 squares before the time is up, then dahdumbguy could win this as well, so it's a very close game. That is true, Spooty. You could just keep playing through Campanella and start picking up bosses, even if you don't use any warps, still playing a little carefully. You can pick up a boss maybe every 2 minutes, maybe 3. Depends how fast you're going. If you're going around collecting lives, then it might be closer to 3. Having 14 lives right here, a lot of insurance. This would be a situation where they kind of just have to go get to the warps as soon as they can. Not spend time on the bonus stage, you can just let it run out. So Joey might not have enough time, but we'll see. dahdumbguy switching to a Yumi. Gonna try getting this 16 points. That could be possible. We do have 10 minutes left in the match. This 16... I don't think I've tried this or practiced this much, but I do think this Bushido Ball can be kind of tough, even though I'm confident with, like, the other goals. Because playing in hyper speed, especially if you're used to the normal speed, I'm concerned because dahdumbguy has the points set to 4, and I hope they have it set to 16. Oh, we're doing the other Bushido Ball. Thank you for mentioning that. When the first match is every character. So this one doesn't say you don't have to change rules, so... which honestly is kind of nice because this can feel kind of like a tedious goal. Beat the first match as all 6 characters. And this might be a little more consistent than the other one. Sorry, I was just responding to one of the earlier ones. But Joey is picking up the 6th boss now. She is only 4 away from claiming this tile, with only 7.5 minutes remaining. Just barely missing the warp, but alright, on to Moe for dahdumbguy. Getting the invisible shot. dahdumbguy is probably halfway through this goal. Getting Chiyomi as the opponent almost every single time. Picking up that win, going back in as another character. Again with Raizo, not getting Chiyomi for the 5th time in a row. I think they might have gotten Tomoe or a couple other opponents, but... So this is... I do think this is going to come down to if dahdumbguy can get this square and then 1 extra one within the time limit. Coming down very close to a time limit based game. Joey sitting at almost 16 lives here. Probably seems pretty confident in Campanella. It seems like they've only lost maybe like 3 lives on the way here. Probably doesn't need all the insurance and might prevent them from getting the bosses, but they definitely will get close. We'll probably definitely see 7 or 8 bosses picked up by the end of this. That is a win for Raizo for dahdumbguy. See if Joey takes the warp or not. Nope. I think you can skip directly to the boss from there. Alright, now you have to win the match as Chiyomi. Most people regard as not the best character, or don't like playing as her. And Tomoe just using their ability to snatch any of the shots that dahdumbguy's trying to take. Charge shot, being able to mash it, being able to return it. Just gotta send it at a different angle and gets the point. Chiyomi does kind of feel like the character that's slow but has the gimmick where they're able to like roll behind, like teleport behind the ball if it's behind you and save it, but does make it very difficult to actually like roll and try blocking the ball precisely. And being that most people probably don't play Chiyomi kind of makes it annoying or difficult for this goal. Star Wasper is 7 minutes, even in a speedrun, I believe. You could pick up maybe 3 bosses from there. So Joey is at 7 right now. So actually, yeah, you could potentially, if you played Star Wasper perfectly, you could pick that up. I would say picking up 2 in Star Wasper and maybe like Mini and Max, because Mini and Max is like a 30-second one, considering they already got the Shrink Potion. She did. Yeah, she does only need 3. Getting pretty close on this one, but unfortunately each Campanella one's gonna take about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Oh, okay, so I think Joey realizes the time pressure and is now skipping the bonus stages. That's gonna save a little bit of time. Joey may be able to pick up 1 more boss, maybe even 2. dahdumbguy getting close with the win on Chiyomi. Still have to get past Kataro. It's now 3-3. Oh, a nice, very nice kunai reflect there. Now they have to beat it as he might have won in order, so he might just have to beat it as Yamada now. So in theory, dahdumbguy could beat Waldorf's Journey in 1 minute, get basically near world record pace, and complete this goal, but that is going to be... He could clean this matchup in potentially a minute, and Waldorf's Journey might be the only tile that's left that you can actually do within this time limit. But it's definitely going to come down to time. Threshold is definitely going to pass for what's possible very soon. It would be insane. Unfortunately, Yamada without cheese is kind of tough to play because you don't have a sideways roll. You have to be pretty precise with your using the spear sideways. Oh, and getting the bomb! That was a sick win by dahdumbguy. Able to pick up a 4th square here. And you have to open Waldorfs and just full send it, but that is so unlikely that you get a sub 1 minute, like on your first try. So it is going to tie up the round. Very nice. Joey is able to get another boss kill here to get up to 8. Not able to quite get 10, but okay, jumping back into Bushido Ball for trying to get the 16 points, but I am going to put in the chat that it will be time very soon. Yep, going to pick up an 8th boss right here. And we got 15 seconds. And that is time. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Man, that was such a close game. Like,
Oh
it
my
was coming
god, that was so painful. I died so close in so many games.
Oh no. I know, and the Mini and Max, like trying to find that mouse is...
Oh my god, that hurt too.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm sorry.
I 100% did Mini and Max. That's my favorite game of the collection.
Oh,
I have
no.
no idea where the mouse is.
Oh no.
I have no idea. Portrait is such a vague hint.
It is, but you are allowed to use resources or the resource
We
dock.
are?
Yeah, it was a...
You're joking.
It was a rule change about 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, that
Oh my god.
they made it that way for the reason because it's a lot to ask people to know everything beforehand, and also it's also part reason that if you have to look it up, it does take some time away, so it does give you a tiny disadvantage as well. So, but yeah,
That's a much smaller disadvantage than not knowing where it is and
Right.
trying to just explore the whole game.
right, 100%. But yeah, for any future matches, definitely you can use any resources you've created. You can use the resource dock. You can use videos or anything.
Hello?
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, for sure.
GG's both players, ending 4-4.
I was really close to getting that last one.
That was super close. I was figuring...
Really? You're
yeah,
kidding. I looked at the card, I was like, there's no way I'm totally safe from this bingo.
I believe Joey was on the 9th boss, or about to be on the 9th boss.
I was 8th boss, I was going for the 9th boss, and
Yeah.
I was probably going to do Kit Club.
Yep. I was figuring you wanted to... I was kind of letting you play, because I figured
Oh.
maybe you just wanted to finish Campanella after getting so close to the end. You still have a
I
ton
guess
of
there
lives
are
and
a
could
lot of
easily do it. But yeah,
Also, sorry for messing up the timer, but I've beaten Campanella like plenty of times. I don't need to again. You know?
oh yeah, you looked super comfortable in it, so picked up the bosses like almost 2-3 minutes after each other. Yeah, that was a very good game. There are a lot of moments going for squares, and was happy to see like overcoming them and getting them after spending a bit of time. That was smart to use the poison on the mini boss in the...
Yeah, I was just looking for anything down there because on my last attempt at bingo, I tried doing that and like completely failed because you just can't do it with the blocks you have without like several power-ups. So you need to find something on a floor around there, and there's the poison right near the rat. That's good to know for that block.
Yeah, I saw using the chitin and stuff, and yeah, it was a Mini and Max race at one point, and
I was just messing around in Mini.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It wasn't much of a race. I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah, I think the dumb guy was just trying to find the
First time I did that, I was super lost too. Yeah.
I found like just discovered on my own some like random speedrunner tech to glitch super high in the air. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Like
I think there's like a glitch where you can like go high up in the air by like replacing flying items underneath your feet. If that's what you're talking about.
Oh, no.
No, while I was like the largest size possible. I don't know if there's.
Yeah.
You like a virus, and then it goes up to you, and you can like bump it up a few centimeters.
Ah, yeah.
The ground by like nudging it against certain tables, and then it lets you start off like at the very top of the map.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. Did
Is
you
that
like
known?
use that?
Is that known in the community? No, I just found it out by accident.
I think it has been used in like a couple speedruns. There is also one where if you jump like immediately after the screen goes completely black from a transition, you can get like a height boost, which is not useful many places, but is a couple.
Is it a substantial height boost?
Yes, like you could get on the left outlet from, like if you shrunk down like where the outlet is, you can like jump boost onto the outlet. Yeah.
Yeah, what was UFO Soft even doing?
I am kind of happy that there's a bunch of bugs and kind of tricks and
I feel like it'd be wrong if this game wasn't like a buggy mess, honestly.
Right.
It's pretty polished. I think it should be
weird
like
seeing bug fixes after like launch. Because in my head, this is like, oh yeah, this is NES 2. There are not going to be any more bug fixes. I don't know.
Yeah, and the funny...
I was like, whoa, wait, what?
I just wish they like fixed Magic Garden then did nothing else.
Yeah, Mini and Max is funny because it's one of the few games where most of the like bugs and little tricks and glitches stayed, except for the ones that like completely skipped the entire game. So it's funny. But yeah, again, GG's to both racers. Is there anything else either of you wanted to add or talk about the race at any point?
They should add like arbitrary code execution in Mini and Max, like Super Mario World.
That'd be funny.
Give it like 2 years, I guarantee it.
Yeah, probably. There's got to be some kind of arbitrary code execution in here, even though it's made in like Game Maker.
No, it just feels too NES. It has to be like, I don't know.
It's Derek
Imagine the
There's probably
devs thought
some
of
shit
that.
hiding still.
Imagine the devs thought of that and added that in.
That'd
be crazy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna stop the recording. We can keep chatting after, but I'm gonna close it out. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you both racers for coming and doing this match. Appreciate your time, and see you later.